everybody. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Jenny Meyer, and this is Consider This. I have an idea in my head, and I'm not sure how long this video will be because it's actually, it might not even be that long, but I wanted to talk about it. This past weekend, I attended Tony Robbins' first virtual Unleash the Power Within event. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was intense. It was emotional. It is full of excitement and everything that you think that it would be about. And I was struck by a couple of things in the event that I wanted to talk about, and one of the things that I was thinking about, the one that I want to bring up today, is this idea of playing all out, or 100%, or life at a 10, or however you want to label it. I mean, those aren't words that anybody in particular are using. I'm not trying to quote anything from the event here, but there's this idea, especially where I'm from in the United States. Wherever you are, it might be a little bit differently culturally, but there's this idea in the United States that pushes people to want to achieve. Now look, I'm all about achievement. I have all kinds of ambition. I'm big, big, big. I'm go, 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 and I love it. Here's the problem. Not everybody does, and sometimes that can make people feel like maybe they're not good enough, or they're not being their best life, or they should be more, or should be doing more. And I just want to talk about that for a little bit because, you know, my channel and my whole thing is, you know, consider your life for a minute. Push the pause button on your life and just take a moment to think, breathe, feel life, right? Where are you at? And that's really my driving mission, is for people to just take a break and think, decide, and then be on purpose. Like intentional living, that's what this is about. But intentional living doesn't mean that you need to be an entrepreneur, or you need to open your own business, or you have to, I mean, you could be a 5th grade teacher and live an intentional life. My question would be, are you? And so let's talk about this, like living life at a 10, right? So, you know, you're all probably familiar with like the pain scale. You go to the doctor, or you go to the emergency room, or the urgent care, or whatever, because you hurt. And there's this scale, and it's like from 1 to 10, how bad is the pain? This is called a subjective scale. The reason that it is subjective is because one person's 10 might be somebody else's 7. Do you see what I'm saying? So for example, my experience of stubbing my toe, I might say that hurt so much, like my pain level on stubbing my toe was a 5.5. You know, my 2-year-old might stub their toe, and if they had the words to explain it, they might say that their level of intense pain was at a 10. Same event, totally no difference, but the way that you are experiencing that provides you with this subjective scale to kind of rate things, right? And so you ask yourself, how happy am I on a scale from 1 to 10? Or how satisfied am I at work on a scale from 1 to 10? And yours might be totally different than somebody else's, and it might be different based on the circumstances. So for example, maybe you really love teaching kindergarten, and so you're telling people that your experience of teaching kindergarten is a 10. You wouldn't change a second of it. You love everything about it. It's the greatest thing ever. And then there's another teacher 2 doors down teaching another kindergarten classroom, and they're like, yeah, this is a 4. My life and my career is a 4 now. You guys are doing exactly the same thing, but one of you are completely satisfied by it, and the other person is totally dissatisfied by it. I want to encourage everyone to not feel this need to measure up to what other people think their 10 is. My 10 is going to look very different from anybody else's 10, and part of living with personal responsibility is not needing anyone else to live your 10. Maybe not even your partner or your kids. Like, you need to leave that shit at the door, right? What makes your life good and worth living is not what you're doing or even how you're doing it. What makes your life worth living is the meaning that you attach to something and the way you feel about it. And that's it. And that's the only thing that matters. And it was profound to me while I was in this conference over the weekend, because there were several people who were there, because it was a virtual event. There's a chat box, and so people are chit-chatting during the conference and exchanging things and talking and networking. It was beautiful. But there were a few times when people were like, this doesn't apply to me, I'm not a business person, or this doesn't apply to me, I'm not a this. And as I was filling out some of the workbook in my own time, sitting down and thinking about what I want for myself, and Tony Robbins is this massive personality and operates at a level that's really, really, really huge. And this is part of where some of that comparison comes in with social media and stuff too, right? Like, there's this almost automatic response to feel like you're supposed to do what they're doing in order to feel as good as they're feeling. And the truth is that I don't necessarily want to be at that particular level. I want to be at a really high one, and I do have some entrepreneurial goals and some ambitions with that. But there are just as many people out there who are perfectly satisfied, loving their life, and they're teachers, or they're nurses, or they're cosmetologists or estheticians, or they, whatever it is, and they really do it. The reason that it makes it satisfying, regardless of what it is that you're doing and how you've created your life, the thing that makes it satisfying isn't what it is. It's the meaning that you give it and how you feel about it while you're engaged in your life. Like, it goes kind of back to what, find your why, this with Simon Sinek. Like, when you have compelling reasons to do the things that you're doing, it doesn't matter what or how. The why is what's important. That's where the satisfaction comes from. And I'm just going to say up front, I am not interested in being a sprinkle happiness, pixie dust all of the time kind of coach. Like, I do believe in positive thinking. I do believe in finding the best in a situation. I do believe in, and the reason I believe in those things is because I think it helps people be successful. But life is about fulfillment, not avoiding pain. You can't avoid pain. And so my challenge to you, my plea with you is for you to take a few minutes during the course of your day and think about, consider your life, right? Look at it, feel it, contemplate it, think about it. Put those pieces of your life that are important on a scale. And don't worry about what you think the 10 should look like. Nobody gives a shit. This is your life, damn it. Like, write your life. And don't worry about somebody else's 10. Who cares about anybody else's 10? Like, you do you, right? That's the whole thing. You do you, but you have to take a moment to think about what your 10 is. What is your 10 for your job and your relationships and your health and your leisure time and all of those things, all of those components that create the circle of life that is you? Where are those pieces at? How fulfilled are you in those chunks? And then why are you not fulfilled, and how do you get fulfilled? Where does the satisfaction come from? And for the love of God, don't worry about anybody else's 10. You know that saying, keep up with the Joneses? To hell with the Joneses. You live your life. That's what this is about. And I don't care what your life looks like, as long as you're not hurting other people, you go do you. Find your 10. Find your 10 and live full out. And if your 10 is cutting paper hearts and pasting them on bulletin boards for 6-year-olds, oh my God, I love it. That's amazing. Do that. Do that at the highest level you can and enjoy every second of it. So that's really what I wanted to talk about today. You know, don't get lost in other people's ideas of 10. I think our culture has this real need, especially now with, you know, social media and Instagram and filters and, oh, I should be doing this and, oh, I should be doing, you don't have to do shit. You do you. You know, and just because I love something does not mean that you need to love something. And real support is when you don't expect other people or need other people to be at the same life that you are and still treat them with decency, right? Like we need all of us. That's how we get through this. So that's me today. Thank you so much for listening. It was a great experience. The Unleash the Power Within was a great experience. Hit me up if you want to know some more things about it. It was interesting. Make sure you connect with me online. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Consider Jennifer. You can find me on my website, considerjennifer.com. Be sure to sign up if you're interested in, you know, maybe partnering up and taking a look at some of those 10s and what you think they need to be looking at, and then how to close that gap between where you're at and where you want to go on your terms, not anybody else's, right? That's what it's about. So everybody have a great day. Consider your life and be on purpose. Laters. Bye.